Motivation and leadership, an age-old concept. In fact, one of the first books written on the topic dates back to 1937 with Dale Carnegie's How to Win Friends and Influence People. People still read it today. Yeah. Leadership expert and author, public speaker Pete Blank joins us now to talk about some of the things we've gleaned from that book. And there's been a lot, and it's really has transcended generations.
Well, it's funny, a lot of times as you go out to speak on leadership and things like that, and people say, hey, what books do you recommend? What do you recommend? And there's so many new books out there, but I still tell people that this 1937 book on how to win friends and influence people is still important today. I mean, it's almost 100 years old. Yeah, and so there's some great things in this book.
And I know it's been revised a little bit.
Right,
but what can people take takeaways from it?
The first thing I want to make sure everybody knows, and Mike, you should know this better than anybody else, is you have to have likability. You have to have likability. And so part of the things he talks about is a lot of us say things like, well, I don't care if people like me or not. I'm who I am. Well, you need to be aware of this trend called likability. People like you, people like Janice, some people like Mickey. And so when you have this concept of likability that's out there, it helps to influence and inspire people as you go through. So one thing I want to throw out there today is, in the book, he says, be genuinely interested in other people. Mm-hmm. Be genuinely interested. Not faking it, but when you want to influence people, if you love the Yankees. When I ask you about the Yankees, I don't do it because this is what Mike wants to talk about. I'm genuinely interested in talking about your thoughts and your feelings and all these things about the New York Yankees. That's something we have to do if we want to be likable and influence.
Well, especially in the South, you know, our trend is to be nice and hospitable.
Correct.
It needs to go deeper than the superficial.
Correct.
Now, it's important to remember names, but it goes beyond that, though, right?
Are you good at that? Are you good at remembering people's names?
Because we come in contact with a lot of people.
Yeah, and so we always come back with, hey, buddy. Hey, buddy, good to see you. But he says in this book, again, back in 1937, that a person's name is the most sweet and important sound you can imagine. So if you can work on remembering people's names, if you meet them once, twice, 3 times, that's an important trait. You want to really influence and inspire somebody, you remember their name. In fact, Toy, for example, today, I've only been here a couple times since Toy's been here, and he said, hey, Pete, how are you? Hey, Pete. And it makes me feel good to know that people know what your name is. So use people's names.
All right, finally, this last one is going to get me strange. Woo! It's going to get me some strange looks from Janice Rogers. Be a good listener.
Yeah. You have to be a good listener if you want to influence people. So it's not just about being likable and being out there. You have to be an attentive listener, an empathetic listener, not just listening. And again, if you think Janice and you don't do well, imagine my spouse.
She does well.
Well, I mean,
I need work.
This is my thing that my spouse and I talk about. Lovely Sherry talks to me all the time. You're supposed to be a good listener because you're supposed to influence people. I said, I know. Yeah. So again, work on that. Be likable, learn people's names, be genuinely interested in them, and of course, work on your listening skills.
I think if you're genuinely interested, you'll try to listen a little bit.
Without a doubt. Yeah. Without a doubt.
Pete Blank, we do appreciate it. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. 1937, Dale Carnegie. Good stuff.
Still holding true today.
Yep.